Hello guys, welcome to the channel. I hope you all are fine and doing great. Today we are going to discuss this maximum sum LCM problem of GFG. Before moving to the problem, I just want to share with you all that I solved 500 problem on GFG last night. So this is a good news for me. I also want to share with you all that. Okay, so now moving to the problem guys. So here we are given a number n and we have to need to write a program. So we have to complete a function maximum LCM where we have to find out the maximum sum of different number such that the LCM of all this number is equal to n. So means we are given n. So we have to find some number x1, x2, x3 up to some range, like suppose xt. D is the total number count. So the LCM of these all number will be equal to n. Okay guys, so now for being a number, LCM means n means all the number x1, x2, x3, xt will divide n. So one is basic condition is x1 modulo. Okay, so xi I should take is xi basic condition, because xi modulo n should be 0, because this should be the basic condition. It is equal to 0. It means n can sorry, I just write it opposite. It is should be like n modulo means n should be divided by xi. N should be divided by xi. Okay, if this condition is satisfied, is equal to 0, this condition is satisfied, then we can say xi can be a uh, possible number which can I include in my range. Okay guys, so now what I will do, I will gonna to take, because I have to find the maximum sum. So what I will gonna to do, I will select all the number from which I can divide my n. Means I will select all number to which my n modulo I is the number, or xi you can say, is equal to 0, and what can be the range of my I? The minimum number, for which n modulo I will be equal to 0 is 1. The maximum number is n. So between 1 to n, all the number that divide my n, means n modulo I is equal to 0, I will select his number. Now what guarantee all these number will gives me LCM is equal to n? Suppose guys, now I take some number, suppose ABC, suppose for a minute ABCD, these four number I select. So here I know D will always is equal to n, A will always is equal to 1. Suppose n is equal to 4, suppose for a minute, or take n is equal to 6, suppose for a minute. Then this, so the total factor divided 1, 2, 3 and 6. So I have 1, 2, 3 and 6. The LCM of these number will always is equal to this number, because these all number divide by 6, and 6 is the biggest number in all of this. So the LCM will be 6, because I am also including my 6 in all these number, and because D is always is equal to n, D is equal to n I can say. Suppose these are only 4 number I have, like 1, 2, 3, 4. I know these all number from A to C will divide my number 6. Okay, so whatever be the LCM of his number L1, my D is L2, and I know L1 will always be less than or is equal to L2. I know this. Okay, so whatever with this, I can say the final LCM will be n. Final LCM will be n, because I am also including the n number in my count, in my sum, in my maximum sum. Okay guys, I hope understand. If not, then just try run for different cases, and you will found all the factor that are dividing my n. If I am including this in my sum, then I will go to the maximum sum. Okay, because all the number from 1 to n that will gonna to divide my n, like 6 here, will be my answer. I need to include that in my answer. Okay guys, this is a basic condition. So now what I need to do, I need to found all the factors. So what I can do, because I have to run a square root of n. So very simple. I will start a loop from I is equal to 1, then run a loop till I square less than is equal to n, and doing I plus plus in each iteration. Now what I will check, if my n modulo I, if my n modulo I will be equal to 0, then what I will do, answer plus is equal to I. Plus is equal to I means I can be a possible number whose I can include in my LCM range. So, and if my n divided by I, now suppose we are running a loop, like suppose if I have n is equal to 6, n is equal to 6. Now for 1 my loop will gonna to work because 1 square less than 6. For 2 my loop will gonna work, 2 into 2 is equal to 4, 4 less than 6. But for 3 my loop will not work. So how I will found 3? How I will found 3? I know, because if I is equal to 1, I can divide 6 modulo 1 is equal to 0. Then I can divide I is equal to 1. If it is divided, then n by I will always divide my 6. So what is n divided by I? 6 divided by I, that is 6. So I will got 1 and 6 from this single number. I will got like 2 divided by 6. So here I will become 2, and because for 3 my loop will won't work, because 3 square 9, 9 less than is equal to 6 will false. So I will come out of the loop. How I will gonna to add my 6? I is equal to 2, I 2 divide 6, so n divided by I, that is 6 divided by 2, that is 3 will also divide my 6. So I will also gonna include 3. But there is one case. So what I will do, if n divided by I is not is equal to I, it not is equal to I means they are not, I will give you example. Then I will also gonna to add answer plus is equal to n divided by I. Now why I am including this? Suppose my n is equal to 4 and my I is equal to 2. Then my I is equal to 2 divided 4. Yes. Now what is n divided by I? That is also 2. So I am taken two number, same number twice. So what I will need to write, if my I is not is equal to n divided by I, then only I will take it in my answer. So by this I am include all the factors of n in my answer, that is the maximum sum. So I will take this, run a loop from I to I square less than n. If my n modulo I is equal to 0 means ith number can divide my n, so it can be a possible factor. Add it in my answer. Now if n divided by I is not is equal to I, means the both factor are different, I will gonna to add this in my answer. Answer plus is equal to n divided by I, and at last I will just return my answer. This is a mathematical problem. You may be found some issue like why I am taken only factor. You have to try run and check for different cases, because this is very simple scenario that I explain you here. You may be not got this because if you are a beginner or not so much implementation problem, then it may be hard for you to get it. But if you dry run it for different test cases, for different case, like for prime number, for 50, n is equal to 20, n is equal to 16, I mean different cases, if you will take, you will easily got why we are doing this. Okay guys, so here you can see all the 204 test cases pass out. I hope you all understand the problem. This is O square root n solution. So I hope it help. If you have any doubt, then just comment out. I will try my best to explain you. Please subscribe the channel and like the video, and check out my channel for more these type of videos, because I daily upload the GFG, a problem of the day solution. So thank you for watching this guys. Stay tuned.